everyone, welcome back to another Farm to School video. I'm Rachel, this is my kitchen, and today we're going to be making one of my springtime favorite treats, which is strawberry shortcake. And the strawberries in your recipe kit come from Viva Farms. We like to order produce from them, and they support new farmers by providing them land and equipment to borrow and rent so that they can get a head start on figuring out how to farm. So those strawberries should be delicious. The first thing we're gonna do when making our shortcake is measure some flour into our bowl. But I should say that the very first thing you're going to do is preheat your oven to 425. And I have already done that today, so that's very exciting. But then we're gonna measure some flour into our bowl. 2 cups. So 2 cups of flour, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar to that. And a whole tablespoon of baking powder. And half a teaspoon of salt. And then finally, to our dry ingredients, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of butter cubed up like this. It's cold butter that I've cut into small pieces, and a 1/4 cup is half a cube if you have cubes. So what we're going to do is cut together our dry ingredients and our butter until it resembles a coarse crumb, or is all kind of blended together. And if you have one of these, this is called a pastry cutter, and it's intended for that purpose of kind of squishing the butter, breaking. Oh dear. Very exciting. Just gonna chase all that back into my bowl here. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape the bottom, go a little more gently, and cut the butter into my dry ingredients. Now, if you don't have a pastry cutter like this, which maybe you don't, it's kind of a weird thing to keep in your drawer for the one time that you use it to make strawberry shortcake, you could try using 2 knives. This is a technique I've heard used. Feels kind of ineffectual to me right now. So the other thing that I like to do is use a fork to kind of squish the butter. And maybe, I don't know, maybe this could work for you. Feels like it'd be a lot more work, but you could use a fork. The key is to get that butter kind of squished up and into small pieces. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Come in here and look at this. You can see that the butter is in small pieces and it's all kind of crumbly. So that's good. The next thing we're going to do is add to this 1 cup of milk and slowly stir it in. And can you pass me a fork, please? Oh, camera person. Thank you. Just like magic. Okay, so I'm gonna stir in a cup of milk. And if you're used to making biscuits, this is gonna be a very wet feeling dough to you, and that's okay. We're not gonna roll these shortcakes out. We're going to just drop them onto our lightly greased cookie sheet to cook. So you can see that that's very wet, and that's okay. It's really important when making shortcake or biscuits or anything like this to not over stir it, because that'll make it tough, and you want these to be tender and delicious. So there we go. Now I'm gonna use a cookie sheet to bake these on. So I have that here. Where am I gonna put it? I'm gonna stay over here. Can you see me? So you wanna just lightly grease your cookie sheet. A butter wrapper can work nicely. And then you're going to drop your shortcakes on. I'm gonna use a spatula so I can scrape the sides of my bowl. And you know, you can make them as big or as little as you want. So this recipe supposedly makes 8, but if you only have 6 people in your family and you all want a slightly bigger shortcake, this is your time to just make that decision yourself. So you're just kind of dropping them on. This is the second time that I've made this recipe this week in preparation, because I practiced these for you. So I still have some strawberry shortcake in the cupboard from the last time I tried to make it. So I think I'll just add a little bit more to this one. Make these bigger. Okay. Then we're gonna stick that in our 425-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes, or until they're a light golden brown. Okay, there we go. See you in 12 to 15 minutes. So here are our finished shortbreads. They were in the oven for about 12 minutes. And you can see that they're very light on top, but underneath they're golden brown and done. So that's good. I'm gonna split one in half, like so. Then I'm gonna put the bottom part in my bowl and top it with some strawberries, sliced strawberries, with a little bit of sugar or honey on them. I'm just gonna go for it. And then I have a little bit of whipped cream. Ice cream would also be good. I actually have a lot of whipped cream because, you know, go big or go home. And then I'm going to put the little top of my shortbread back on there. And there you have it, strawberry shortcake with local strawberries and homemade shortbread. Shortcake. Shortbread is a different thing. I hope you enjoy this. I'll see you next week with our last recipe kit for this school year, but that means summer's just around the corner. So see you next week.